Hello and welcome to Hoi4. And in today's video we will go through 4 main things that you need to know, from economy to military and more. Now let's begin. To begin with, to make your country a better place, you need to fix it. That's why we have to do national focuses, which you can find in top left corner or just by pressing Q key. As example, we have Hungary's focus tree and we have 3 decisions. We can end the regency, which leads us to monarchy path, and of course we have economy, which is really helpful because if you don't do it, you will miss out for many good things like civilian factories, infrastructure, and more good buffs for your country. And then we have military side. In this case, we have secret rearmament, and if we will get coastline, we could build navy, but because Hungary is surrounded by many countries, we don't have it. But as for France or United Kingdom, they can build navy without needing to get to the coast because they have huge coasts. Then we have infantry, tanks, or just the ground troops side, and they get a lot of good buffs on Hungary side. Then we have air force and few more things that does help a lot. Well, depends on your country. Like Hungary has a lot of good bonuses, and Lithuania, for example. Looking now, you can't see any separate tree for your military. As for research, if you click W, or you can find this icon and you get to research a lot of good stuff like guns, and upgrading your guns, not staying on the same one, will give you even more soft attack. It increases production cost, but it gives you more breakthrough, hard attack, defense. Then you have mobile infantry like armored cars. Then we have Amtraks, really great for naval invasions. Then we have support companies. We have engineer, recon, military police. Of course, every single one gives you good bonuses. For example, engineer company gives you more entrenchment and gives you good bonuses in forests, hills, or amphibious. Then as for military police, it gives you more suppression bonus. How does the suppression help? If you click F6 or F7, well, now I have no land which is conquered, but if you have conquered land, you can see resistance if you click on F6, and it shows like 6%, and that is resistance in that state. And F7 shows compliance, so the more compliance you have, the less resistance you have too. As for tanks, you can find it by clicking on icon which is named armor. And over here, 3 types of tanks: light tanks, medium, and heavy. Of course, after getting 1940s heavy hull, you can get super heavy. And as for light tank, you can get amphibious tank, which is used for naval invasions too. Then next to the tanks, we have artillery, anti-tank, and anti-air. And if you are planning on building air force, you can skip it. But anti-air is very useful because you can build it on your country states and any outer state that you own. Then we have artillery, so you can add artillery to your division template, and every single type of it, and anti-tank, anti-air, and artillery has upgrades, which gives you more soft attack. Now for ships, we have 5 types of ships, which are destroyers, cruisers, battleships, carriers, and submarines. And in naval support, you can upgrade your naval guns, torpedoes, some more bonuses like less chance to receive critical hit, and then you can get more buffs for your ships like light attack and heavy attack. Then you can upgrade your landing crafts, which gives you more naval invasion capacity. Now moving to the air. And air is really helpful anywhere you go. From early game to late game, air is everything. It gives you good bonuses like cast, damage, or you can shoot down enemy planes, which allows you to bomb enemy. And we have basic small airframe, and it is used for mainly fighters and cast planes to do cast damage. Then we have medium airframes, so you can use it either for strategic bombing, even use it as heavy interceptors. And then we have large airframes, and these big planes are used only for strategic bombing and even nuclear bombing. Then we have transport planes. They are really great for transporting supplies and transporting paratrooper divisions to the enemy front. And then we have weapons. We have bombs, armor-piercing bombs. Armor-piercing bombs are mainly used for logistic strikes and naval strike, but because there is torpedoes, we don't even need to research it, and we mainly want to use bombs. Then we have machine guns. At the start of the game, almost every country has like machine gun. Then there is survivability studies, which gives you more defense to your planes. Then we have heavy machine gun, and then we have cannons. And if you're building a fighter, I would recommend, instead of getting heavy machine guns, getting cannons, because cannons deal more air attack. And torpedoes, you should know what that means, and that is naval striking. Then we have range improvements. It is fuel tanks, which allows planes to fly further. And lastly, we have engines. So like now we have intervar small airframe, which means we have engine 1. So for improved small airframe, we will need to get engine 3, because the plane will get too heavy and we wouldn't be allowed to attach bigger guns or more bombs. So you need to keep up with your airframes, guns and engines to keep damage and everything balanced so that you won't be missing anything. Now lastly, economy. So we have engineering. Here we have fort upgrades. If you research this, you can unlock special project stronghold network. Then you can research electronics, radios and computing machines to unlock basic fire controls, which you use in Navy. And now industry. So basic stuff like always, construction, excavation. Construction gives you more speed for construction and factory repair speed. So if your factories get damaged, they get repaired faster. Basic machine tools. So it increases your production efficiency. After Hoi4 update, we got coal. And because some countries doesn't have a lot of coal, for example, Italy deficit on coal at the start of the game, so that is really bad. So that's why if you don't want to trade a lot of coal and get more energy, you research these thingies. Then we have concentrated industry and dispersed industry. Both of them are good, but concentrated industry gives you more factory output, while dispersed industry gives you 5% less factory output, but your factories get less bombed. Excavation 1 gives you more resource gain efficiency, which means if you are getting like 70 aluminum and after getting the upgrade you can get like 10 more. Then we have fuel. So we have synthetic oil experiments and we have 2 sides, which is oil processing. So you will get more fuel from refineries as well as rubber. Rubber is used to build planes, trucks and other stuff that needs it. Are you looking for multiplayer games? If yes, you should check out my Discord server. Of course, at the moment it's still growing, but with your help we could make it even better. And another good news, not long ago I finally reached 600 subscribers and unlocked membership. So if you're interested, maybe you would like to become a member of my channel. Now back to the video. National focuses will do help, but if you look over here on this icon, it is economy. And over here you can choose civilian economy, early mobilization, or even war economy. And of course, it doesn't make your people less unhappy. It makes your country even stronger. Then we have export focus. If your country is really poor, like Lithuania has absolutely zero resources, no steel, no aluminum, nothing. Well, they have free steel, I'm sorry. If you look at this, export focus gives you resource speed, factory output and other. And if we look at free trade, we get even bigger bonuses. Then we have conscription law. Hungary has Treaty of Trianon, but after getting rid of it, we could move up to limited conscription, which gives you recruitable population, which is this thingy, manpower. Then we have industrial concern, and this is really good. Some of these things you won't have, but some of them gives you really good things like steel, less factory energy consumption, or even oil. Then we have political advisors. So every country should have silent workhorse, which gives you more political power. And this is the political power you're looking at. And you can spend it on these decisions, which can improve your nation or change some things. And of course, you need political power to do you these decisions. Now if you look at this one, this is the military staff, and this one is the chief of army, which gives you bonuses for every single division. So if we will get this guy, our divisions will have 10% more attack. As for Navy, Naval Reformer, we will get naval experience gain 0.30 daily, and with that 10% more, we will get like 0.33, and Air Force is almost the same. And lastly, over here you have free slots to choose any of these guys. Like maybe you are building tanks, so you go for armor specialist or expert whenever you have. Maybe you will fight war of attrition, like you will go deep to Soviet Union, so you will need a lot of supplies, so that's why you get this guy. Now we have construction. Infrastructure gives you a little better supply and gives you more construction speed. Air bases gives you air bases to spawn your planes in. Then we have civilian factories. Civilian factories are used for trading, construction. Of course, some get turned into consumer goods. Military factories are factories that we build equipment like guns, support equipment, artillery, tanks, and other stuff. Then we have naval dockyards. Naval dockyards are used for building navy. Synthetic refineries, like I said, you will get fuel from it. So if you can trade oil from any country, you can build refineries and get rubber and fuel. Then we have fuel silos, so you will get more capacity for your fuel. Like for example, now we have 52,000 fuel capacity, but if we build few more of those, we will get even more capacity. Ports are used for defending your country or any other state. It reduces your enemy attack damage and increases your division defense. Now we have naval base. Naval base are used to transport supplies from your country to outer land, which is separated by sea. Like for example, Italy has colony over here, and you can see naval base icon over here and naval base icon over here, which means from here you can transport your supplies to over here. Now supply hub, if you want to see every supply, you can click F4, and going on country you can see every supply hub. Like Poland has supply hubs over here in Warsaw, and if you want to see even more, you can go over here on this side and you can find Navy, Air Force, your spies. Then we have coastal forts, so it does the same but on coast. That concludes construction. Production is where you build your equipment. Intelligence is where you get your spies. Decisions. International market, where you can sell and buy equipment if you need. Over here you have trade and you can see your resources. Then we have logistics, so you can see what equipment you're missing or what equipment you have. It is really good. Then we have officer corps, and over here we have army, which now we will talk about it. Now moving to military, we have divisions, and to build those divisions we need equipment. So we have talked about production and other stuff. So now what do we do with that equipment? We have division templates which we can train. So for example, we can trade 11, but we don't have equipment. So how does it work? So let's get a new one. For example, I want to have infantry division, so let's add infantry battalions. In most of divisions are used 9 infantry battalions, and now we want to add support companies. So now we have only artillery and recon, so let's add artillery and recon. So if we look over here, artillery and infantry and other things gives us soft attack. Soft attack is what you attack infantry. Then we have hard attack, defense, what allows you to defend, of course. Then another thing that you want to look is speed. Infantry, like those battalions, can have max of 4 kilometers per hour. Then we have organization. What keeps your division running? For example, your division has full organization but not full strength. That means your division won't be fully doing the damage that it's shown. Like now, they can do only 42% soft attack, and this division shows us that they can do 53. So if the strength isn't full, that means they can do the full damage. And now moving to planes, now we have only interwar small airframe, and we can add machine guns. And by adding machine guns, our plane becomes fighter, and you can add torpedoes and other stuff after you get it, and you can add bomb blocks. So now we have made a fighter, so this is our fighter, and over here we have gas plane. So if you look, we have ground attack. And now moving to doctrines, we have army, navy, and air force. If we click on this icon, we get to here and we can select grand doctrine. We can choose mass assault, superior firepower, mobile warfare, or grand battle plan. So let's choose grand battle plan. So now we have these thingies. So let's get assault infantry. How do you get mastery? You get it by fighting, training your divisions, and that gives you good bonuses. For example, for support artillery, more soft attack and organization. And naval doctrine is the same. You choose what you want. Do you want to do convoy raiding, or do you want to fight big ships? And you get submarines, screens, carriers, and capital ships. You can choose many. Air Force is the same, and mountaineers should explain what that means. Fighting in mountains, marines to do naval invasions and other stuff, paratroopers for Air Force landings, and rangers for jungles and forests. If you want to find your planes where they are, or to spawn them and train them, if you click F3 or by going over here, you can find your planes, and these icons show, and this one is exercise, this one is air superiority, which means your fighters will fight for air superiority. Like if you want to have green air over Northern Balkans, we will do air superiority. And of course we can do gas damage, so we choose close air support. Interception is when your fighters will intercept bombers that are bombing your country or other state. Strategic bombing is, like I said, you can bomb the hell out of your enemies. Now if we assign our divisions to a general, we can find them over here. So because Hungary doesn't have one at the moment, we can get new one. If we look at this, we have motorized priority. So now your supply is transported by cavalry, but if we did this like 1 or 2 times, that means your logistics will be transported mainly by trucks and trains. Then we can see railway guns and air wings attached to the army. You have exercise, then we have battle plan execution. You can do aggressive, careful, or balanced. Naval invasion orders. Frontline is like it tells, and that thing that I drew now is offensive line. Then we have spearhead, and we have fallback line. So like if we wanted to fall behind this river from this part to this, we could assign our troops and they will move like this. Then we have area defense. So for example, if we did this, our divisions will spread out like they are ordered. And if we clicked like border, they will go to the borders and defend the border. And finally, we are moving to bonus stuff. So commands. So if you went on your keyboard and above key, which is tab, you should find a key like this shown on the screen. And by clicking it, you open command screen. And of course, I did use 2 commands to show you some stuff. So if you type like, for example, annex Czechoslovakia, and here you go, Czechoslovakia is annexed. And if you want to find more commands, you can search for it in internet, and there should be a link down in the description leading to where all commands are from Hoi4 internet page. So I guess that should take care of everything that I wanted to tell you and show you. If I missed something, write in the comments. So thanks for watching, and until the next time.